Tell her it's serious.
But don't frighten her. Don't tell her they'll kill her.
Tell her it's important to be quiet. Tell her she'll have cake if she's good. Tell her to curl up as if she's in bed, but not to sing.
Tell her not to come out. Tell her not to come out even if she hears shouting.
Don't frighten her.
Tell her not to come out even if she hears nothing for a long time.
Tell her we'll come and find her. Tell her we'll be here all the time.
Tell her something about the men.
Tell her they're bad in the game.
Tell her it's a story. Tell her they'll go away.
Tell her she can make them go away if she keeps still. By magic, but not to sing.
Don't kiss him.
Kiss him.
Kiss him, but don't kiss him while his father is looking.
Tell him what a brave boy he is.
Tell him you love him.
Tell him how big and strong he is becoming.
Tell him his father loves him.
Tell him one day he will fight alongside his father.
Don't tell him.
Tell him they moved into our house. Tell him the house was full and big, with doors large and small, and with windows like paintings. Show him the picture of the tree with the blossoms that smell like beautiful women. Show him the key to our house that's still in his father's pocket.
Don't show him.
Show him his father's gun.
Don't.
Tell him all the people they killed will be happy.
Tell him the dead will be happier than they were before, even babies.
Tell him death is sweet.
Don't tell him.
Let his uncle tell him.
Show him your face. Let him touch your hair.
Don't let him. Tell him to be brave. Tell him certain deaths are an honor to die.
Tell him he won't die.
Tell him it is an honor.
Give him something to eat. Tell her this is a photograph of her grandmother, her uncles, and me.
Tell her her uncles died.
Don't tell her they were killed.
Tell her they were killed.
Don't frighten her.
Tell her her grandmother was clever. Don't tell her what they did.
Tell her she was brave.
Tell her she taught me how to make cakes.
Don't tell her what they did.
Tell her something.
Tell her more when she's older.
Tell her there were people who hated Jews.
Don't tell her.
Tell her it's over now.
Tell her there are still people who hate Jews.
Tell her there are people who love Jews.
Don't tell her to think Jews or not Jews. Tell her more when she's older.
Tell her how many when she's older.
Tell her it was before she was born and she's not in danger. Don't tell her there's any question of danger.
Tell her we love her. Tell her dead or alive, her family all love her.
Tell her her grandmother would be proud of her.
Help him think.
Make him laugh.
Tell him to think of words while he waits with his grandma in this line.
Tell him not to pat the dog because it looks hungry. It looks sick.
It looks very sick.
Tell him to play with his rocks and his sticks.
Tell him time will play rocks and sticks with him.
Tell him he will not always have to play with rocks and
Give him
sticks.
some water.
Tell him not to drink too much.
Tell him not to be afraid.
Tell him to look at the ground when our time comes at the front of the line.
Tell him not to talk.
Tell him to smile, then say shalom.
Help him practice. Shalom, 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 havari, shalom.
Tell him it doesn't matter. Tell him not to cry.
Don't make him say shalom.
Don't make him say it.
Don't ever make him say
Don't
it.
ever make him say it.
Don't tell her we're going forever. Tell her she can write to her friends. Tell her her friends can maybe come and visit.
Tell her it's sunny there.
Tell her we're going home. Tell her it's the land God gave us.
Don't tell her religion.
Tell her her great, lots of great-granddad lived there.
Don't tell her he was driven out.
Tell her. Of course tell her. Tell her everyone was driven out and the country is waiting for us to come home.
Don't tell her she doesn't belong here.
Tell her of course she likes it here, but she'll like it even more there. Tell her it's an adventure. Tell her no one will tease her. Tell her she'll have new friends. Tell her she can take her toys.
Don't tell her she can take all her toys.
Tell her she's a special girl.
Tell her about Jerusalem.
Tell him tents are like homes that are in bathing costumes.
Tell him tents are like homes that dance. Tell him the walls dance.
Tell him it's fun.
Tell him we are having fun, the way we live.
Tell him.
Tell him it is free to feel the hot wind sway through the walls.
Tell him in a real house the walls can't dance.
Don't tell him that.
Tell him he'll go home one day.
Tell him one day we'll go home.
Don't tell him where home is.
Don't tell him who sleeps in his grandfather's room.
Tell him we are wanted everywhere. His home is everywhere.
We live in a tent with walls that dance. We can't stay still.
Tell him it's a game.
Don't frighten him.
Don't tell him anything about home.
Teach him the word in Hebrew, bait.
Home. Home. Ani babayit. I am home.
I am home.
Don't tell her who they are.
Tell her something.
Tell her they're Bedouin. They travel about. Tell her about the camels in the desert and dates. Tell her they live in tents. Tell her this wasn't their home.
Don't tell her home. Not home. Tell her they're going away.
Don't tell her they don't like her.
Tell her to be careful.
Don't tell her who used to live in this house.
No, but don't tell her her great-great-grandfather used to live in this house.
No, but don't tell her Arabs used to sleep in her bedroom.
Tell her not to be rude to them. Tell her not to be frightened.
Don't tell her she can't play with the children. Don't tell her she can have them in our house.
Tell her they have plenty of friends and family. Tell her for miles and miles all around, they have lands of their own.
Tell her again, this is our promised land.
Don't tell her they said it was a land without people.
Don't tell her I wouldn't have come if I'd known.
Tell her maybe we can share.
Don't tell her that.
Tell him about Jerusalem.
Tell him they live there now.
Tell him we can't live there now.
Tell him we can work there.
Don't tell him that. Tell him they don't clean our streets.
Tell him about his grandfather's gun. Tell him it now belongs to him.
Tell him about his father.
Teach him to say goodbye to his father.
Teach him not to cry. Teach him crying is not for men.
Don't tell him who they are.
Tell him they cannot stay here anymore. Tell him his father will send them back.
Then he will bring us home.
Tell him not to cry.
Tell him it is a happy time.
Tell him to be happy.
Tell her we won.
Tell her brother's a hero.
Tell her how big their armies are. Tell her we turned them back.
Tell her we're fighters.
Tell her we've got new land.
Tell him we won.
Tell him his big brother's a hero. Tell him his big brother's a martyr.
Tell him how many people his brother brought to justice.
Tell him his brother lives in glory.
Tell him how proud his father is.
Tell him we will live in glory.
Tell him they are coming with gifts for us.
Tell him to be proud of his brother.
Tell him he will see his brother and father in glory.
Tell him they don't understand anything except violence.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her anything about the swimming pool.
Tell her it's our water. We have the right. Tell her it's not the water for their fields.
Don't tell her anything about water.
Don't tell her anything about the bulldozer.
Don't tell her not to look at the bulldozer.
Don't tell her it was knocking the house down.
Tell her it's a building site.
Don't tell her anything about bulldozers.
Don't tell her about the queues at the checkpoint.
Tell her we'll be there in no time.
Don't tell her anything she doesn't ask.
Don't tell her the boy was shot.
Don't tell her anything. Tell her we're making new farms in the desert. Don't tell her about the olive trees.
Tell her we're building new towns in the wilderness.
Don't tell her they throw stones.
Tell her they're not much good against tanks.
Don't tell her that.
Don't tell her they set off bombs in cafes.
Tell her they set off bombs in cafes.
Tell her to be careful.
Don't frighten her.
Tell her we need the wall to keep us safe.
Tell her they want to drive us into the sea.
Tell her they don't.
Tell her they want to drive us into the sea.
Tell her we kill far more of them.
Don't tell her that.
Tell her that.
Tell her we're stronger. Tell her we're entitled.
Tell her they don't understand anything except violence.
Tell her we want peace.
Tell her we're going swimming.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him the trouble I had to give him life. Don't tell him.
Tell him it is an honor for a woman to labor.
Tell him he grew in me, that his limbs are sacred to me.
Tell him his mother does not grieve for him. Tell him she is proud of him.
Tell him his fingers, his lips, his smooth skin are precious to me.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him the feeling I had to bring him to my breast.
Don't tell him what it looked like to see the shroud.
Don't tell him I didn't know him anymore.
Tell him I know him. Tell him I know where he's been.
Tell him I know.
Tell her she can't watch the news. Tell her she can watch cartoons.
Tell her she can stay up late and watch Friends.
Tell her they're attacking with rockets.
Don't frighten her.
Tell her only a few of us have been killed. Tell her the army has come to our defense.
Don't tell her cousin refused to serve in the army.
Don't tell her how many of them have been killed.
Tell her the Hamas fighters have been killed. Tell her they're terrorists. Tell her they're filth.
Don't.
Don't tell her about the family of dead girls.
Tell her you can't believe what you see on television.
Tell her we killed the babies by mistake.
Don't tell her anything about the army.
Tell her. Tell her about the army. Tell her to be proud of the army. Tell her about the family of dead girls. Tell her their names. Why not? Tell her the whole world knows. Why shouldn't she know? Tell her there's dead babies. Did she see babies? Tell her she's got nothing to be ashamed of. Tell her they did it to themselves. Tell her they want their children killed to make people sorry for them. Tell her I'm not sorry for them. Tell her not to be sorry for them. Tell her we're the ones to be sorry for. Tell her they can't talk suffering to us. Tell her we're the Iron Fist now. Tell her it's the fog of war. Tell her we won't stop killing them till we're safe. Tell her I laughed when I saw the dead policemen. Tell her they're animals living in rubble now. Tell her I wouldn't care if we wiped them out. The whole world would hate us is the only thing. Tell her I don't care if the whole world hates us. Tell her we're better haters. Tell her we're the chosen people. Tell her I look at one of their children covered in blood, and what do I feel? Tell her all I feel is happy. It's not her.
Don't tell her that.
Tell her we love her.
Don't frighten her.
Tell him.
Tell him they killed our neighbors.
Tell him.
Tell him the old woman and her family, all dead.
Tell him the child he played with, the one who had the ball the Israeli soldier gave him.
Tell him the child is dead.
Tell him the ball is gone.
Don't tell him. Make something up.
Tell him his friend is dead and the ball is gone. Tell him the mother who smelled like orange blossoms is dead. Tell him she won't sing for him anymore.
Tell him the child's father and brother are dead.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't tell him any of this.
Tell him I'm tired. Tell him I'm bone tired.
Tell him his father and brother are dead.
Don't tell him that.
Tell him they went to get jobs. Tell him they are working.
Tell him I'm too old. Tell him I don't care anymore. Tell him I'd send a rocket if I could. I don't want to care anymore. Tell him he is homeless. Tell him there's nothing to eat. Tell him his father and brother died hungry. Tell him the baby died. Tell him what it is for a mother to see her baby die and have nothing to feed him. Tell him the people who died in the cafes died with their bellies full. Don't tell him. Tell him the world hates the Jews and has always hated them. Tell him there's a reason when people hate. When people hate, there's always a reason. Tell him everything happens for a reason. Tell him his mother believes that everything happens for a reason. Tell him his mother knows this. Tell him his mother loves him. Tell him I do it for him. He will be taken care of now.
Tell him to come home.
Tell him to look under the shroud.
Don't frighten him.
Tell him his mother loves him.
Tell him to come home.
Don't tell her.
Another boring dance. Why can't I just meet someone interesting?
Rosaline, Rosaline, wherefore art thou, Rosaline?
Oh,
Sorry.
yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Romeo.
Juliet.
Bored?
Rather.
Shall we?
Why not?
Are you
Capulet. Yes. You
Montague?
thought so.
No one will mind.
No, of course not.
So you're Juliet Capulet.
I know. Terrible, isn't it?
No one as good as Juliet Montague.
Shall we?
Let's.
I pronounce you man and wife.
Fantastic. Now to tell my mates.
Not so fast, Montague.
No thanks, Tybalt.
Ha! As I thought. Cowards, the lot of you. Come on, then. Mercutio, if you insist.
You've killed him!
Ha! Top Cap does it again. Capulet's immaculate.
Come on, then. Oh no. Juliet's cousin, I killed him!
Banishment to Mantua.
Farewell, Verona. Farewell, Juliet. Love, farewell.
Right then, Missy. Time for you to settle down. You're to marry Paris.
But father!
No arguments. You'll marry a rich, handsome, eligible prince whether you want to or not.
Marriage to a man I've never met. while secretly married to a man I'll never see again. Oh, me! I could run away to Mantua to be with him. That's simple enough. Oh, but all that traveling's a bit stressful. I know. Friar Lawrence!
Juliet?
Do you have a potion that will put me to sleep for 42 hours and make it look as if I am dead?
Yes, right here.
Great, thanks. Send a message to Romeo to get here quick.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Here. Who are you?
Friar John.
John? Do they have friars called John?
Yes, listen.
Nothing like Bartholomew or Barnabas.
Friar Lawrence.
Yes, that's a good one.
Friar Lawrence sent me a message from Verona. From Juliet. Come back with me to Verona immediately.
From Juliet. Must be important. I'm off.
Where do you think you're going?
Verona?
You sure you haven't got a plague on your house?
Of course.
You look pretty plaguey to me.
Listen, I've got to get back before Juliet.
Juliet dead, lying in tomb. Read all about it.
Too late. I must see her one more time.
Juliet, Juliet, wherefore art thou? Juliet? Cold, dead in this tomb.
And so will you be, Parsnip.
Paris, who are you?
Romeo Montague.
But you're banished.
No, revenge! Oh! Dear Juliet, wherefore art thou, Juliet, cold, dead? And I must follow. By drinking this poison I carry with me for such occasions.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Dead? Then I must follow, by stabbing myself with this knife that I always carry for such occasions.
Well,
Yes.
not very good.
No.
Makes one look rather foolish, all this arguing and fighting business.
Quite.
Shall we?
Why not?
What are you doing on Saturday?
Nothing much.
Fancy coming around for a bite to eat?
Delighted.
I hear your wife cooks wonderful pasta.
Ah, but your pizzas are legendary.
I'm really fed up. My dad's died and my mom's married my uncle. Ugh!
Hamlet!
What?
Hamlet!
Dad? But you're dead.
Yes, I know. Listen, your uncle killed me.
No.
Yes.
How?
Poison poured into my ear.
Then married mom.
Yes.
I'll kill him.
That's my boy. Farewell.
Bye.
Remember me.
Yes, yes. Wait. Was that really... Did I just... Best to make sure. Reenact the murder for Uncle Claudius and see what his reaction is. Uncle Claudius,
Hamlet,
do you want to be in a play?
anything to cheer you up, son. What's it called?
Murder of Gonzo. It's a devised piece.
Righto.
So you're asleep, and I come over and pour poison in your ear and you die.
How did you?
Ha! Guilty!
Oh no!
Righto, now to kill him. Wait, if I do it now, he'll go straight to heaven. Right, later.
No good. Can't pray. Too much on my mind. Rose Guildenstern grants.
Your Majesty?
Arrest Hamlet. Take him abroad and kill him.
But
He's a traitor and he threatened to kill me.
fine, tough call.
Hey, Rosie, what's up?
You're under arrest.
What? Why?
Treason.
Where are you taking me?
Abroad. Here we are, England.
Wow. Wow, look at all those armies fighting. All those people dying.
Where?
Ha! Never turn your back on a prince. Now to get home. Oh, that was a long journey. What's this? Grave, death, a skull. Excuse me. Who was this?
Yorick, court jester.
I remember him. He was a right laugh, but now he's dead. I've been away a while. What's been going on?
Not much. Prince Hamlet's missing, presumed dead. His ex-girlfriend went mad and killed herself out of grief because he dumped her after killing her father by mistake. Laertes, her brother, now wants to kill Hamlet.
Seems I have a date with destiny. Thank you. Laertes, Claudius, whatever happens, here I come. Hamlet, I challenge you to a duel. Laertes, I accept. What do you mean? Both skills are still there.
Hamlet, have a drink.
No, Mom, you. Cheers, though. Right. Back to work. Oh! Ow! I wasn't ready. Right. And that'll teach you to cheat. Mom?
Hamlet Laertes' sword was poisoned.
Ah.
Gertrude, you drank the poison meant for Hamlet. Oh God, it's all gone wrong. What have I done?
Drink this and you'll find out. Right. It's my turn. What's this? Fortinbras. Good luck. I die.
Truth.
Yippee! Which magazine says I'm going to be queen? Hold on. I can't be queen while King Duncan's still alive. I'll have my husband kill him. He'll be here soon. What if he bottles it, though? He's so straight and loyal. I don't know. Oh, I don't think so. I'm not worthy. So from now on, Ice Maiden.
Hello, love. Seen the latest Witch edition? Good, eh? And guess what? Duncan's coming to stay.
Yes!
Eh?
He's for the chop, you for the crown.
Oh, I don't really know.
Shut it, Wim. He's dead meat. It's the only way. Now go meet him and smile.
Oh dear, I'm not sure about this. Killing the king. It's a bit much.
Macbeth.
Welcome, Your Majesty.
Great place.
Thanks.
You did brilliant today, killing everyone who got in your way.
Yes.
Glad you're on my side. I'm whacked. I never go to bed.
No, your room's up the steps, first on the right.
Oh, thanks. Sleep well.
I can't say I'm entirely happy about this, but I'm sure it'll turn out for the best. Is this a dagger I see before me? It's
Of
handled.
course it's a dagger, you drip. Now go kill him.
But
go.
all right.
I do myself, but I just got my nails done. Regicide, please marry hell with my hair.
Done.
You still got the knife.
Oops.
Right, let's get washed. Oh! The king has been killed in his bed! Oh no, those were clean sheets. Oh well, guess that means we're king and queen. Anyone for a coronation?
What do you think about this here murder business?
As potential heir to the throne, a bit dodgy.
Let's run.
We did it. We're king and queen. Come on, everybody, let's party.
But I'm not worthy.
Don't start.
Ah!
What?
Banquo!
Where?
There!
He's dead, you idiot. Now pull yourself together. You're showing me up.
But I saw him.
That's it. Party's over. Thanks for ruining my big night. Can't get this stuff off my hands.
But I need help. Don't feel right. Can't sleep. I know. Dr. Wachowski.
What you are suffering from is guilty conscience, and your wife is going in.
Mine. What? I mean, what can I do?
Don't worry, nothing can harm you as long as burning wood stands still, and no man born of woman can hurt you.
Wow. Cheers, Doc. I'm safe. Our worries are over. Now to tell the wife.
Bad news, Your Majesty.
What?
The queen is dead.
Well, I'm not surprised. She's been a bit off lately. Have you ever noticed that life's like a walking shadow, and we're a bit like actors, and nothing means much anyway?
No.
Oh, must be me then. Well, guess we'll take a turn around the castle walls, make sure Burnham Wood's still there.
Of course, you'd make a great King, Malcolm. You talk posh, you don't smell too bad, and you've got a terrific way.
Do you think so?
Of course.
So, you'd like me to come back with you and overthrow Macbeth and become king of all Scotland?
Got it in one.
All right then.
We'd better get going. I've left my wife and kids behind. I hope they haven't been savagely slaughtered by Macbeth's men.
Sire,
Yes?
your wife and kids have been savagely slaughtered by Macbeth's men.
Rats! That's really got my gander. I'll kill that man if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day! I've got a wonderful feeling! Burnham Wood's coming my way! What the?
Prepare to meet your doom!
Nice trick, Duffy. But no one not born of a mother, not anyone born of not a mother, anyone not born of no mother. Anyway, I'm safe, Dr. Wachowski said.
Did he also say that my nickname's Caesarean?
That's a rubbish nickname for a start. Where did you? Oh no!
Yes!
God dang, it was all going so well!
Prepare to meet your
Doom, yes, you said. Well, let's get on with it. You never know, Doc W might have got it wrong. Maybe not.
I knew Mom would come good for me in the end.
Have you killed him yet?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, jolly good. That's that then. Secretly married to Desdemona, the most beautiful woman in Venice, then war breaks out. That's just my luck.
Never mind, it won't last forever.
How true. But before I go, I must promote someone. Now, who should it be? Me! Me! Choose me! Cassio.
Yes! That's so unfair. I'll get my own back on Cassio, Othello, the lot of them. Cassio, congratulations!
Thanks, honest Iago.
Come, let's celebrate. 17 pints for the new man.
What?
It's what the men expect.
Oh.
1, 2, 16, 17. Here, not the example we were looking for.
Honest Iago! What's going on here?
Cassio, drunk as a skunk.
Demote him!
Hooray! One down, now to tackle the big boy himself. But how? What's this? Desdemona's.
Honest, Iago, you haven't seen my beautifully embroidered handkerchief Othello gave me, have you?
Afraid not.
Oh well, I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere, along with the gloves I lost yesterday, the cloak I dropped last week, and the diamond-studded gold tiara I've somehow misplaced. What am I like?
This handkerchief will be the downfall of them both.
Ugh. Honest, Iago, what am I to do? Blown my promotion already.
I have an honest plan.
Honestly?
Yes. This handkerchief has Othello's favorite embroidery on it.
He likes embroidery?
Trust me, if he sees you admiring it, he'll think of good taste like him, and you'll get your promotion back.
Wow. Honestly, you are the best. How shall I say I got it?
You could drop a hint that Desdemona gave it to you.
Will he like that?
He'll be beside himself. He's coming now.
How generous Desdemona was to give me this finely embroidered handkerchief. Embroidered finely in such a fine style, and given so freely and beautifully by Desdemona herself, everyone's favorite Venetian beauty. I think he got the point. Now to wait for my promotion. Honest, Iago?
How did it go?
It couldn't have gone better. He thinks his wife gave it to me. He won't be jealous, will he?
Othello? Jealous? Honestly.
Honest, Iago, you've done it again.
Don't look at me like that. I'm just trying to even things up a bit. That's all.
Honest Iago. Sir, kill Cassio.
Okay. Die, Cassio! Done. Any particular reason?
He was having an affair with my wife.
Oh, dear. Well, it takes two to tango.
You mean,
Wow.
but,
If she was my wife,
but,
if you want me to be honest,
of course,
yes.
leave me. I must prepare myself. It is the cause. Put out the light, for I have loved thee too well and been taken for a right Charlie. There. Emilia!
What have you done? She was innocent. Iago's to blame. He set everything up.
What? How do you know?
It's complicated, but true.
Tricked by honest Iago! What a jealous fool I am!
You can say that again. I can't even do that right.
You're under arrest.
Take me. I don't care anymore.
Neither do I.
Men, honestly.
Yar, yar, split the fore-aft top trestle.
What?
Slice the missing crock part griddle a starboard.
Hey!
Do something!
Too late!
Look at my hair. Ruined in this storm. It's just another of your magic tricks.
Stay a while and I will tell you.
Another time. Got to get this dry before it fizzes.
But Miranda, you need to know. Ariel, did you do as I asked?
To the letter. Now will you release me?
Until my work is done.
But you
Be
promised.
quiet. Here comes Ferdinand. I'll take shelter here and decide what to do next. Oh, I won't harm you. It's okay.
Who are you?
Prince Ferdinand of Naples.
Prince? Naples? Wow. I'm Miranda.
And the most beautiful girl I've ever met.
Me? Get away.
I mean, yes, but the hair's a bit frizzy and, where exactly do you buy your clothes?
I make them myself from the leaves and grasses of the island.
Thought so. Well, with a stout brush and a proper tailor, you'll scrub up a treat for our wedding day.
Yes!
Waiting? Waiting? Says who?
Sir, if this is your daughter, I would be her husband.
Really? Shift that pile of logs and I'll think about it.
Alonso and Antonio are here.
I'm so hungry. Food. Food. I need to eat.
Watch this for a trick.
Me too.
What's this? A banquet. It's gone.
There!
It's gone again. This feels wrong. I'm off.
Don't be daft, it's just a trick of the light. It must be here somewhere.
Alonso!
What are you?
You usurped Prospero's right to the Duchy of Milan. Deny it if you can.
You're right, I did, how mean of me. But I'll never be able to make up for it now I'm marooned on this island. Maybe forever.
Father has arranged this wedding mask for us to show his approval. Sit here.
Have you brought the popcorn?
The what?
Never mind.
Look, it's so pretty.
Yes.
Pretty.
Yes, pretty. Yes.
Bit boring, isn't it?
Very.
What's that?
What's where?
There. Coming through the bushes.
I don't know, but I don't like the looks of it. Oh, you've gone.
I'll kill Prospero, steal his magic books, and then I, Caliban, will rule all the island.
Set upon him.
Ah, dogs! Dogs everywhere!
Now then, reveal my true identity and tie up a few loose ends. Gather round, Alonso, Antonio, and the rest. I am Prospero, brother of Alonso, rightful Duke of Milan. But I'm willing to forgive those who stole my position and cast me adrift to die, so long as my position in Milan is restored. I'm older, wiser, mature, and at peace with myself, so I bear no ill feelings and wish you no harm. Except that if you don't agree, I'll turn you all into badgers! You do agree? Good. Well, now I must pronounce my magic and set my airy servant free. Ariel, fly.
Cheers, Prossy, nice one!
Don't push it. And Caliban, you foul, ugly, smelly, disgusting, revolting, putrid monster, you can go too.
When you have left the island, Master, I'll try to be less foul, smelly, ugly, disgusting, putrid, and revolting. I'm actually thinking of opening a scented candle shop.
Good man. Miranda and Ferdinand are playing chess. Let us find them and set sail.
Knights go diagonally, you drawn. Bishops go one forward and one to the side.
No, you frizz brain. Bishops move one way off the board.
That's the queen!
No, the queen moves one way sideways.
This is chess, not snakes and ladders.
We'll quietly slip away and leave them here.
Excuse me, is this chair taken?
Excuse me?
Is this taken?
Yes, it is.
Oh, sorry.
Sure thing.
Excuse me, is this seat taken?
Excuse me?
Is this taken?
No, but I'm expecting somebody in a minute.
Oh. Well, would you mind if I sit here until he or she or it arrives?
No.
Thanks. Huh. Great place. What's the book?
I just wanted to read in quiet if you don't mind.
No. Sure thing. Great place for reading.
Yes, I like it.
What's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Hemingway. What's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
Not actually. I'm sure read about it. I hear it's supposed to be great.
It is great.
I hear it's great. Waiter. What's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
I'm a Mets fan myself.
Have you read it?
I'm actually in college.
Where was college?
I went to Oral Roberts University.
Where was college?
I was lying. I never really went to college. Just like to party.
Where was college?
Harvard.
Do you like Faulkner?
Oh, Faulkner. I spent the whole winter reading him once.
I've just started.
Yeah, I was so excited after 10 pages that I went out and bought everything else he wrote. One of the greatest reading experiences of my life. I mean, all that psychological understanding, page after page of gorgeous prose, his profound grasp of the mystery of time and human existence, the smells of the earth. I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's pretty boring.
What's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Do you like Faulkner?
Oh, I love Faulkner.
He's incredible.
I spent a whole winter reading him once.
I was so excited after 10 pages that I went out and bought everything else he wrote.
All that psychological understanding.
And the prose is so gorgeous.
And his profound grasp of the mystery of time.
Human existence. I can't believe I've waited so long to read him.
Well, you never know. You might not have been ready before then.
That's true.
I mean, you have to hit these things at the right moment or it's no good.
That's happened to me.
It's all in the timing. My name's Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I thought reading Faulkner was a great experience.
Yeah.
The Sound and the Fury.
Well, onwards and upwards.
Waiter.
You just have to hit these things at the right moment or it's no good.
That's happened to me.
It's all in the timing. My name's Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
So, do you come here a lot?
I'm actually just in town from 2 days from Pakistan.
Oh, Pakistan. My name's Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
So, do you come here a lot?
Every once in a while. Do you?
Not too often. Not as much as I used to. Before my nervous breakdown. So, do you come here a lot?
Why are you asking?
I'm just interested.
Are you really interested, or do you just want to pick me up?
I'm really interested.
Why would you be interested in whether I come in here or not?
I'm just getting acquainted.
Maybe you're only interested for the sake of making small talk, long enough to ask me back to your place to listen to some music. Or because you found some great record for your VCR. Or because you found some great record, your great Django Reinhardt record, when really all you really want to do is have sex. Which you won't do very well, in which afterwards you'll go into the bathroom, pee very loudly, and then pad into the kitchen to grab yourself a beer without asking me whether I'd like anything. And then you'll proceed to lie back down next to me and confess that you've got a girlfriend by the name of Stephanie who's away in Belgium for a year for medical school, and that you've been invested with her off and on, what you call a very intricate relationship for the past 7 years, none of which interests me, mister.
Okay. So, do you come here a lot?
Every other day, I think.
I come here quite a lot, and I don't remember seeing you.
I guess we must be on different schedules.
Missed connections.
Yes, different time zones.
Amazing how you can live right next door to somebody in this city and never even know it.
I know.
City life.
It's crazy.
Speaking of different time zones, I can't seem to locate a waiter because I think they might be in different time zones. A waiter. Do you come in here a lot?
No. I guess we must be on different schedules.
Misconnections.
Yes, different time zones.
Amazing how you can live right next door to somebody in this town and not even know it.
I know.
City life.
It's crazy.
Hey, so I was thinking. Oh, were you waiting for somebody when I came in?
Actually, I was.
Oh, boyfriend?
Sort of.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
My husband.
Aha! Were you waiting for somebody when I came in?
Actually, I was.
Boyfriend.
Sort of.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
We were meeting here to break up.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
My lover. Here she comes right now.
You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
No, just reading.
Sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here, all by yourself?
Do you think so?
Well, I mean, sure, what's a good-looking woman like you doing out alone on a Friday night?
Trying to get away from lines like that.
No, listen! You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
No, just reading.
Sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here, all by yourself?
I guess it is, in a way.
What's a good-looking woman like you doing out alone on a Friday night? No offense, but...
I'm alone on a Friday night for the first time in a very long time.
Oh.
I just recently ended a relationship.
Oh.
Of rather long-standing.
Oh. So, listen. I was headed out to the movies in a little while. Would that interest you?
No,
Going somewhere else?
I don't think so.
Doing something else?
No thanks.
Okay, sure thing. You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
No, just reading.
Sort of a sad occupation of a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here, all by yourself?
I like to think of it as existentially romantic, you know? Cappuccino, great literature, rainy night.
That only works in Paris. You know, we could hop a late plane, get on a Concorde to Paris, find a cafe.
I'm a little short on plane fare tonight.
Darn it, so am I.
To tell you the truth, I was actually going to movies after I finished this section, if you would like to come along.
Thank you for the offer, but
Uh-huh. Girlfriend.
2 actually. One's pregnant and Stephanie.
Girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend. Not even that castrating bitch I dumped last night.
Girlfriend?
Sort of. Sort of.
What's a sort of girlfriend?
My mother. I actually just ended a relationship, actually.
Oh,
Rather long-standing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My first night out alone in a long time, actually. I feel a bit at sea, to tell you the truth.
So you didn't stop to talk because you're a Mooney or because you have some weird political affiliation?
No, straight down the ticket Republican.
Straight down the ticket Democrat.
Can I tell you something about politics?
I like to think of myself as a citizen of the universe.
I'm unaffiliated.
Oh, that's a relief. So am I.
I vote my beliefs.
Labels are not important.
Labels are not important, exactly. Take me, for example. I mean, what does it matter if I got a 2-point at
3-point at
4-point at college? Or if I'm from Pittsburgh,
Cleveland.
Westchester County?
Sure.
I believe a man is what he is.
I believe a person is what he is.
I believe a person is who they are.
I think so too.
So what if I admire Trotsky?
So what if I had a total body liposuction?
So what if I have a 3rd nipple?
So what if I served a year in the Peace Corps? I was acting on my convictions.
Sure.
You can't just hang a sign on a person.
Absolutely. I'll bet you're a Scorpio.
Listen, after I finish this
I was
section, I'm
thinking-
gonna head to the movies. Would you like to come along?
What's playing?
A bunch of really early Woody Allen movies.
Oh.
You don't like Woody Allen?
No, I mean, I'm fine with Woody Allen.
You're not crazy about Woody Allen.
Some of the early ones kind of get on my nerves.
I
So I was
was
thinking...
thinking about-
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was headed to the movies after this, and...
So was I.
The Woody Allen Festival?
Just up the street.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many times have you seen Bananas?
8 times.
12. Are you still interested in going?
Do you like Entenmann's crumb cake?
Last night, I went out at 2 a.m. in the morning to get some. Did you have an Etch-a-Sketch as a child?
Yes. And do you like Brussels sprouts?
No, I think they're disgusting.
They are disgusting.
Do you still believe in marriage despite current sentiments against it?
Yes.
And children?
3 of them.
2 girls and a boy.
Harvard, Vassar, and Brown.
Do you still want to go to the movies?
Sure thing.
Waiter!